Lesson 6-2, unit rates. Rate is a ratio of two quantities having different kinds of units. So this is what we previously found in lesson 1 when you were doing rates. We briefly talked about converting them so that they have the same units, which we're going to talk a little bit more about in lesson 3. But in this particular unit, we're talking about unit rate. Unit rate is when the rate is simplified so that the denominator is 1. So to find the unit rate, you divide the numerator and the denominator by the denominator. And we'll get to see a few of these in examples, which should clarify that for you. So let's look at number 1. It says $11 for 4 boxes of cereal. You want to look at this problem and think, if it's $11 for 4 boxes, how much does it cost for 1 box? So if we set this up, 11 for 4, we want it to equal 1 on the bottom. So we ask ourselves, well, what do I need to do to get my denominator to be 1? And that is divide the bottom by 1, or by 4, so you get 1. Whatever we do to the bottom, we have to do to the top. So you divide the top by 4. And if you divide the numerator by 4, we get $2.75. So that means that 1 box of cereal cost $2.75. The next example says 400 miles on 14 gallons of gas. Well, if you're traveling and your car tells you that you only have 1 gallon of gas left, you have to figure out how many miles you have to drive before you have to get to the next gas station. So to do that, you would divide your numerator and your denominator by 14. So if we divide 400 by 14, we get 28.57, and it continues on, but you could just round it to the nearest hundredth or tenth. So that means that you could travel 28.57 miles on 1 gallon of gas. Pause the video to simplify each unit rate. So for the first example, you have $18.50 for 5 pounds. So to simplify that, we're trying to get it to equal 1 pound, which means you divide the top and bottom by 5, and we get $3.70 per pound. The next example is 100 meters for 14 seconds. Again, you want it to equal 1 second, so you're going to divide top and bottom by the 14, and we get 7.14 meters in 1 second. So we can also use unit rate to compare unit rates. When you're comparing unit rates, you simplify both of them down to 1, and then you compare the numerators. So let's look at this example. It says an online music store sells 15 songs for $12. So 15 songs for $12. Another online music store sells 10 songs for $9. They want to know which one has the lowest cost per song. So we're first going to simplify these down, and you can write it with the number of songs over the price, or it can be written the other way around, and it can be price over number of songs. Doesn't really matter how you write it, but since they want to know the number of songs they want it to get down to 1, we're going to write it with the number of songs on the bottom. So for the first rate, the first online music store is 80 cents per song, and the second online store is 90 cents per song. So you would be able to say that buying 15 songs for $12 is the better deal. We can also use unit rates to figure out how much of something we need or how long something is going to take. So it says a bakery can make 195 donuts in 3 hours. So 195 donuts in 3 hours. At this rate, how many donuts can the bakery make in 8 hours? So the easy way to do this is step 1, find the unit rate. How many donuts can they make in 1 hour? So we divide by 3 and we get 65. So in 1 hour, the bakery can make 65 donuts. For step 2, it says you multiply the unit rate by the number the problem is using. Well, they want to know how many donuts can they make in 8 hours. So we take the 65 and we multiply it by the 8 hours and we get 520 donuts is what the bakery could make in 8 hours. Pause the video to complete the lesson review. Make sure you show me this lesson review for verification of this video.